Hello and welcome to our program. Joining me today are members of the Knights of Columbus from Guilford, Council 3928, and today we're going to be talking about the carnival that happens behind St. George Church every year. For the past 25 years, the Knights of Columbus have organized and run the carnival. Today we're going to talk about the history of that carnival, how it's evolved over the years, and what goes into setting up and running it each year. So at this point, let me introduce our guests. So we'll start with, to my right, Don Bonato.
How you doing? I've been with the carnival since 1973.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill Sennett, past Grand Knight and first Carnival chairman.
I'm Carl Swan. I'm a past Grand Knight. I am the Carnival chairman this year, and I'm also a former district ward.
And actually, I am a past Grand Knight of our council as well, and for the past 2 years, I was Carnival chairman.
I'm Carl Corangelo. I'm a past Grand Knight as well, St. George Council. I've been the food chairman for the past 20 years.
Ken Costello, past Grand Knight. I was Carnival chairman in 2001 and 2002, but have been graciously volunteered by my parents to work it since the late 70s, early 80s, and have been there since.
So as you can see, we've got a variety of years of service, and it just keeps growing each year. So we've got a lot of things documented in photo albums, which I'm sure bring back a lot of memories. So why don't we start with how things actually got started, how the Knights came to run the carnival. So Bill, I'll let you take that.
How the Knights began the carnival is not difficult to recall. The principal revenue source for the St. George Council Knights of Columbus was the bingo operation in Guilford. And in 1987, the state of Connecticut changed its laws for operation of bingo, saying there will be no more progressive. And when we ran the progressive, as let's say the top prize got to be $500 or more players came in. And when the progressive went away, the players didn't come in. There was a great guy from the Knights, Fran Wolfer, that got up to tell us about the numbers every month. And he said, unless somebody comes forward with a good idea, we're going to have to close the doors because we don't have the revenue or the resources to keep the building open. So we went to the church after deciding that Carnival might be the idea, and we offered them this idea. We will do all the work from the beginning to the end. Every operation of the carnival, you provide a facility for us to hold the carnival. We will give you half the revenue for the use of the facility, and we will keep the other half of the revenue. The church agreed. This was 1988, and we started our planning. And we didn't want to simply go through the motions for Carnival number 1. We tried to improve things if at all possible. We wanted in our raffle to have a very nice prize. We paid something like $11,000, $12,000 for a car, which today would be $25,000. It might be the equivalent of winning a Toyota Camry today, although that wasn't the car back then. But it was a very nice raffle prize that we displayed in front of the church and around the community. And again, whoever won that raffle would be doing very well. Another thing that we tried to improve with Carnival number 1 is for the Knights was the ride vendor. We thought that we could improve upon the quality of the previous ride vendor. We interviewed several. We decided upon one, and that ride vendor joined us in August. And the choice of the ride vendor is the reason that the carnival moved from one side of the parking lot to another. The rides vendor said to us in March or April that there was too much water where it had been before. His equipment would get stuck. So it moved from one side to another. And we can thank Carl Corangelo on my left for setting up the electricity when the carnival booth moved to another area. He was critical for that. And then the third thing that we tried to improve upon, didn't have to be improved upon, was the food. The food was always excellent at St. George Carnival. The fried dough pizza is something that goes back for decades, but we wanted to add something to it. And so we added in the first year an ethnic food booth. Booth was loaned to us by the Boy Scouts local troop, and in June, July, 4 or 5 of us went down to the KFC hall, not air conditioned in any way. We made pierogies. We made pierogies by the hundreds. We froze them. We served them with kielbasa in the ethnic food booth. That was maybe 3 nights of the carnival. And then Gordon Hill, who was a great guy, he also did an Italian night for several nights during the carnival week. And those things we hope were going to be improvements on prior carnivals, and those are part of our first plans.
Sounds like we have a very rich history of how things got started, and over the years things have definitely evolved. We've changed the configurations of the booths. We've added new things like fried vegetables. I think we did have corn on the cob, depending on how things went. Things would come and go, and there's been other activities like the White Elephant Sale, which is basically a huge tag sale. People drop off their items that they no longer need, and there's a group of people that will man the booth and manage the sales. And over the past couple of years, it had grown to be very, very successful. We did lose the ability to use it last year because of the renovation taking place with the hall, the church hall, but we do hope to bring that back again in future carnivals. We've also had things like dunk booths. Remember the year that Father Simolan graciously volunteered to be dunked, and we had a lot of trouble getting people that would be willing to throw the ball for fear of being struck by lightning. Was it the child there that went there?
There was a kid that was a pitcher, and was it Kenny? He said,
Yeah, he had gone up. I was in the dunk tank too. Myself and Keith Hamlin were the main dunkies, but Father decided he wanted to get in there. And like Mike said, everyone disappeared because they didn't want to throw balls at Father. This one 11-year-old kid comes up to him and says, "Forgive me, Father, for what I'm about to do." And he gets back behind the line and throws 3 successive psychs and dunks Father 3 times in a row. And then the crowd came back, and it was a good time. And Father took it very well.
And as Bill spoke about, we've had various raffles throughout the years as well, ranging from cars to travel packages. The past 2 years have 2011, 2012, we did several small prizes, including gift cards for various businesses throughout the town in order to help encourage people to visit these businesses, especially when they were gracious enough to donate the raffle prizes. Maybe Carl, if you want to talk about some of the things that have taken place with the food booths over the years.
Well, the food booths evolved, like we said earlier. We started out with 3 food booths. We had one food booth that served basically pizza, another one that served hot dogs and hamburgers, and then we had another booth that served tacos, which were Jamaican hotcakes actually. And those booths were built in the 40s. And the Little League booth that Emilio Mancini had donated to the use of to the carnival, and the 4x4s looked like balsa wood by the time we started using them because they were so well aged. So that booth exceeded its useful life, and we decided to build more booths. So we built 2 new booths, and we used those for probably 10, 15 years. And then the year before, or last year actually, one of our brother knights from our council donated a big tent that we now moved into, and so we consolidated all the venues into one booth. We used to sell tickets, and people had to come purchase a ticket and then go to the food line to get their food. 2 different booths. We consolidated one booth, eliminated the tickets. Now you come, you pick out what you want to eat, you pay for it with cash. It streamlines the process. Everything is going much nicer, much smoother. We've added things along the way. We've purchased fryer layers. We've purchased new grills. We've added things to the menu. We've gone to hand-cut French fried potatoes. We did fried veggies. We introduced dough balls in addition to the pizza. Round dough balls. We did that I think 3 years ago, Carl. Dough balls have been a big hit, and we continue to add new things to our menu. But we don't want to go so far to give them too many choices. It's a carnival, and so we want to keep it basic carnival food. So that's what I have.
Sounds great. So as you can imagine, putting on the carnival is no small feat. There's a lot of planning that goes on. It's an estimated 1,200 to 1,600 man-hours per carnival. So if you do the math over the past 25 years, that's between 30 and 40,000 man-hours has gone into running the carnival. And as Don, I know you worked in the pizza booth for several years, so you can attest to it's not just what happens the day of the carnival or that from 5:30 to 10 o'clock each night. It's, when does the efforts to start the pizza usually start?
Well, organizing it starts weeks in advance, as you say, but the dough is picked up early in the morning from a local vendor. When we started with Henry DeLuca, he used to bring in dough from New Haven in garbage bags. Now we get it from Naples Pizza, and you start portioning it into quarter-pound balls and putting it out to rise. And it rises through the afternoon till you get a nice dough. And then we have the pullers that go into the fat. And but the sauce has to be ready. Mary used to spice the sauce just right. It was homemade sauce. Everything had to be done perfectly. We had a crew at one point probably of 15 ladies in that booth, pulling, stretching, frying it up. And Mary was like a drill sergeant there. Everything had to be just so. No pizza was served unless it was crisp and hot and cooked just right. And it was a great product, and people loved it. But it took a lot of time to, say, starting from early in the morning, getting the dough, portioning it out, letting it rise, and cooking it up, and clean up afterwards.
Right. Everyone forgets the cleanup. It's usually, what, about half hour to an hour of cleanup after we close the doors at 10 o'clock?
It's probably midnight every night when we finally get out of there.
Yeah.
Take inventory
If
of the
we're
next
lucky.
day, whatever we need. And that's what it takes.
It's definitely a lot of effort, but it's definitely a fruitful effort. Over the past 25 years, the carnival has netted at least $250,000 that's been given to the church, and it's definitely an effort worthwhile when you see the smiling faces of the kids, young and old, as they're riding the rides, munching on fried dough pizza, having dinner, just gathering and spending quality time with friends and family, and just overall having a good time. It brings the people of the town together as well as people from out of town, and it's something we look forward to doing each year, despite the amount of work. It's a great thing. So we do have other activities that we do as well, such as we have the raffle. We do an ad book where we help promote local businesses, and it's just the sky's the limit. We just keep thinking of new ideas, and any new members that come in and join our council, we welcome their ideas of how we can make it just bigger and better every year. So any closing comments, gentlemen? Or
I just personally remember 3 levels of satisfaction for Carnival number 1. One level of satisfaction was the week itself, that we were providing, as you just said, a great deal of entertainment for everybody that came. For the younger folks, of course, there were the rides, there was the food for everyone. For the older folks, there was the bingo, and we had a large white elephant, tables maybe 30 yards long, filled with things that you could browse through. The craft fair was maybe a few days before, very expensive things, and you could go to the white elephant and buy three items for 75 cents. That somewhat disparity of pricing. The second level of satisfaction was going to the parish council after the first carnival around October, giving them a check for $14,500. Thank you very much, and you're welcome to come back again. And that was a good feeling. And then the third satisfaction we got from the carnival was we were finally able to make some improvements. We had a KFC hall that had some definite shortcomings. The original white tiles on the ceiling were almost a butterscotch color. The smoke eaters, the bingo players were heavy smokers. The smoke eaters basically did not work. We were able to replace the entire ceiling put in smoke eaters that did work, put in new lighting, and every year after that, we're able to make more improvements in the KC Hall so that it became a more suitable and satisfactory place for everyone locally to come and enjoy.
Yeah, that's great. So there's a lot of people that benefit from the carnival, and we definitely look forward to having you come and join us. And Carl?
Yeah, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for making me being the chairman easier, because most of the it's pretty hard putting a carnival together, but each one of you guys knew what to do, and I want to thank also the people that aren't here that helped me, because even though I'm the chairman and I'm at the top of the food chain, I guess, but that if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a carnival.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely has, over the years, proven to be a very well-oiled machine where everyone just knows what to do. The guys that are in charge or have handled, getting the permits, it's like you ask them and they say, yep, it's already done. Or the food booth, plans are already underway, rides have already been scheduled, the cooler trailer has already been ordered. So it just seems to go each year, and it gets better and better each year. So we definitely look forward to it, and enjoy that you watched our program, and we'll look forward to doing it again for you soon. Thank you very much.
Yep.